So let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair, come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. About to break bread, right? Now, new around here, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Know you gonna like this. Drop a comment, say hit all, so we can all stay in tune. So let's go. So here we go. Here we go. You know we talk about sensitivity around here. So I need for y'all to be grateful when we see that certain motherfuckers. We need to be grateful when you see that certain people do not have your best interests at heart. Oh, okay. For some of y'all don't know what y'all best interests may be. Okay, let's start simple. Feel me? Best interest can be as simple as when you having fun, every time you look over, this person like, what's so funny? Like, oh, now you know how to talk? Like, little things to just poke at a motherfucker and say, nah, you ain't supposed to be having that much fun. Little shit like that. They let you know. And this person don't care too much about your happiness. It's jackass. Like, I know you're supposed to. Let me chill. Like, fuck. I got to be transparent. So, like, I know you're supposed to blow off the yard and all that type of shit, but dang, my nigga, right in the middle of the street. Supposed to gather that shit up. Be that as it may, that's another one of those compounding issues type of thing. But again, we on here because I want y'all to see that you gotta be grateful when people show you that they don't really have your best interests at heart. I know it might be hurtful to deal with, or for a lot of us, we look over it and say, you know what, I'm gonna try to show this person what I'm doing so they can be happy too. But truth be told is, that ain't the problem. It ain't that they don't know how to be, it ain't that they don't know what you're doing as far as being happy. But some people are fine with feeling how they feel. Some people don't mind being upset. Because honestly speaking, you got some people that operate off of that type of shit. Like, they day ain't started good till they upset. Feel me? They don't even feel like they little day done started until they pissed off about something. But tell you right now, when you begin to let the spirit of anger, frustration, and discouragement take over your ass, it gets to a point it's hard to even think straight. Hard to figure out what's best for you to do. And when you get to the point you so frustrated, don't know what to do with yourself, you become depressed. You feel me? You become depressed. And the way to avoid this depression is to remain active with the goals that you set in life. If you worried about not being able to accomplish big goals, establish a whole bunch of small goals. Because it's the small steps that lead up to the mile. Feel me? It's a whole bunch of small steps that lead up to you walking the mile or taking the mile. So, in order to take this mile in life, we need to learn how to do these small steps and let the small steps add up. Because personally, nothing's just gonna happen overnight. Ain't nothing gonna just happen overnight. So when you think about the fact that nothing just happens overnight, you have to be prepared to take the steps necessary to get where you're trying to go. So when it comes to accomplishing greatness, recognize this is another one for y'all, you feel me? To think about. Recognize when people don't enjoy you being happy and be grateful that you was able to recognize this shit. Because when it comes time for you to enjoy yourself, release, take off the stress of your day, you can't worry about what the next person gotta say or what they think. Because quite frankly, you just seen if they don't care about your happiness, it's merely a convenience for you to be around to make them happy or to give them the outlook of being happy. You know what I'm saying? With your presence. You know, some people look at their mate or the person that they spend time with as the person that, you know, they supposed to receive happiness from. Like this person's supposed to make them happy. Just so you know, in case nobody ever told you, your happiness is predicated based on you. And nobody else can make or keep you happy. You have to choose to be happy with yourself. And for a lot of us, that's gonna require some soul searching for us to actually be happy with ourselves. Because a lot of us, we have things that we walk around with on a daily basis that make us feel like we worthless. A lot of us, we have things that we drag and we carry with us on a daily basis as reminders why we feel like we not worthy. But you have to drop them bags, man. You gotta get rid of that stuff because it's the same stuff that you carry around is the reason why you being held back. It's the reason why you being held back. Because at the end of the day, you feel like you don't deserve it. So therefore, life won't give it to you even if it's in your purpose. To me, that's the true hell. To die, the true hell is to die outside of your purpose. Because all we know is what we think, right? So even when we go to sleep, all we have is what we was thinking about before we went to sleep and what we experienced up until then. So just imagine when you go to that final sleep and you never got within your purpose. I think it would be torment to realize for an eternity that, I wasn't sitting here to just work for somebody else. I was sitting here to work for the greater good of us all. And once you realize that, which like they say in the end, that all makes sense. So I don't see why you wouldn't realize that towards the end of your life that, quite frankly, dang, this is what I'm supposed to be doing the whole time. This is what I'm supposed to be doing the whole time. Which would lead one to feel like, you know what? I didn't serve my purpose. I didn't serve my purpose in life. And when you live outside of your purpose in life, of course, you go through those days where you feel unfulfilled. You go through those days where you feel like, I'm sick of this. I wish it was over with. But it's in those moments, like we always say, that if you can dig deep long enough to hold fast to the work you've done up until now, you'll be surprised at the outcome after the storm is over. Shoot, I'm reminded that a storm ain't no different than a car wash. You feel me? See, for a lot of us, we've been putting in that work, getting our hands in the dirt, and the whole time, we've been feeling like we ain't been making no progress. Like, dang, I'd be so glad when this job done so I can feel accomplished. But I want you to learn to find joy in the road ahead. Find joy in the journey rather than the destination. You feel me? Be like that child in the back seat, checking out everything they can see on the road to the destination. You ever been that child, if you can remember, you was that child in the back seat that was like, ooh, look at this. Ooh, look at that. Bingo. Well, that's my car. Do you see what I see? You know what I'm saying? I spy with my brown eyes. Feel me? If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. You just gotta believe. You just gotta believe it. You can't sit back and be saying, man, I can't do that. No, that's for somebody else to do. And too often, they tricked us into thinking, no, I ain't the one that's supposed to do that. You trying to run. You see somebody else doing it. A lot of times we be thinking, man, they stole my idea. They stole my idea. Truth be told, many are called, few be the answer. A lot of people are too scared to stand up and be what they know they was made to be. And look, I'm not surprised that so many of us receive a similar call because, for one, a lot of us are reinforcements. You feel me? Reinforcements, reincarnations, returning gods. And the easiest way to know a returning God goes back to what we was just talking about. Somebody that's on their purpose. And you can tell the sooner they get to their purpose, as well as the impact of their purpose when they do arrive. 'Cause some people get there, earlier in life, and you see them, you like, man, this dude always been walking in it. You feel me? Always been expressing herself. You feel me? And then you got those who find themselves later in life because just maybe subconsciously, those that are against this energy or those who don't have this energy have been, sucking this person dry. And once upon them arriving into their true selves, taking back hold of their power, intentionalize it towards the upliftment of everybody else, then, and only then, will you be able to see their God-like self. And it won't take ages or forever for these people to achieve what they were sent to do. A lot of times people achieve that shit in a short period of time. Like with my cousin, the Leo story, I feel like once they arrive into their self, they achieve what they're meant to do, and they move on. They move on. They don't waddle too long. They don't stay in it. A lot of them do what they meant to do, and then they get called home. And it be that simple. But with the last Leo that I seen leave, which was Nipsey Hussle, feel me, what I learned from it is just be yourself and you'll be celebrated for it. So for a lot of us that don't understand what your purpose may be in life, your purpose is to be yourself and recognize that that's good enough and it'll be good enough for everybody else. But if you can't accept you Don't expect others to. Feel me? Don't expect others to. But walk in your greatness and see, don't you have the same power, the same edification strength that you looking for from somebody else. Truth be told, you are the saving grace that you think is here for Savior's sake. Truth be told, the things that you conceive is meant for you to achieve. You know, too often people be like, man, shoot, bro, y'all should have this in the, y'all should have this. Man, why they don't got this? Truth be told, a lot of times, it's because it's meant for you to bring it in. You know, run that shit back to Superman's story. How Superman know who to save and how to save people. Cause along the way, he see those who need to be saved. Along the way, he sees those who need to be saved. And where he see them at is how they need to be saved. Too many of us, we like, well, when such and such stop doing X, Y, Z, when such and such, you know, get out this situation, then I'll look out for them. But truth be told, you feel me? Motherfucker need help out of the situation. So for you to decide that, you know, I'll help them once they're out of the situation, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's important that we stop limiting ourselves as well as limiting those around us only because we prefer to you know, chill and not do nothing about it for real. But truth be told, it's what you don't do for folks that won't be done for you. So make sure you stay in tune with what you're supposed to be in tune with, and most of all, be you. Kinfolk can fold. Be you. I love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. That we are one. Kinfolk can fold. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. So we about to what? We about to break bread right now.